Because the main customers of banks aren't the average person. The main customer of banks are other companies who are open and operating at those times. Yep, and if these business hours weren't working, they would have changed 50 years ago. Actually, it used to be a little worse. Bank lobbies used to close about 2 p.m. for the day, and they spent the rest of the day processing. I guess computers made that quicker. I actually have 2 banks. One is open until 1 on Saturdays. Not every single branch of theirs is, but several are that are within a few miles of me. My second bank is a credit union, and they have live ATM where you can talk and do your transactions with a teller through an ATM until 7 p.m. and they also have a few branches that are open half days on Saturday. I feel like most banks do have some options for weekend or after-hour services. It's just not at every single location, but they try to spread it out so that there's one near you. Now I do live in a big city with a lot of suburbs, so I could see how that wouldn't be an option in a very rural area. For a good 10 seconds, I thought you owned 2 banks since you said you have 2 banks. Laughing face, not a native speaker. Don't lynch me, PLS. Government branches are the same. Very annoying because I either have to line up forever on weekends or ask for a day off so I could do essential tasks. This is why 40-hour workweeks are unsustainable. Anti-work. Can't remember the last time I actually needed to be in a bank. Even my mortgage was negotiated digitally. They then sent the papers so I could sign them. I could drop them off at my discretion or through mail. It's 2022. Why do you need to visit a bank? I moved to 100% online banking 7 to 8 years ago, and since then not even once I've needed a brick-and-mortar office, not to mention the 24/7 convenience. It's also weird that society just shuts down every night even though there'll be enough people awake to keeping running. I love how radio announcers celebrate Friday like everybody is off on the weekend. Banks are there for business. They don't actually care about the average person. God damn you, capitalism. A lot of things are like this. If you work a 9 to 5 with only weekends off, your lunch hour is usually pretty busy. I get 2 weekdays off a month at my job, with every other weekend off. Just trying to make a doctor apt is sometimes quite the nightmare. Their main clientele are other businesses. That's where the major money that moves us. It probably costs them money to keep open a personal savings, and they offset it with small biz transaction fees. Think about what you said. It's annoying that this business only operates during normal business hours. But they are a business. Operating at normal business hours. This is far from unique to banks. Operating while other businesses are operating is good for logistics. Every business needs to work with other businesses to stay afloat, so everyone is open at the same time. Result is, everyone works a 9/5 and it's difficult to get access to many services. Sucks. But the alternative is being unable to coordinate with other companies who are also only open during that time. Or the bank could have another shift. I'd imagine banks would get a good amount of extra business if they stayed open a few hours longer, long enough for the 9 to 5ers to use their services. Same reason most office jobs are 9 to 5 in MF. That's the white-collar world. Why not just have an extra shift of different employees? How would that hurt them? Transactions that may affect the market could happen overnight and no one would know. That's part of why we have business days, which banks follow. It's basically an attempt to keep market manipulation in check, to a point, obviously. It's a bit dated now that we have a 24/7 global economy, but it made sense way back when. As another Redditor above you pointed out, companies are the primary clients of most banks, not an average person. Edit. Effect not effect. All banks in Canada open till 7 p.m. mostly. So, yeah, I don't know if it's like this across all of Canada, but in my small-ish Ontario city my bank is open until 6:08 p.m. every weekday, and 4 p.m. on Saturdays. It's helped me out so many times. Banks don't exist because of people with 9 to 5 jobs. It's quite possible the only reason you can have a personal checking account is that some VP of marketing many years ago figured out how to charge for it, thus adding a revenue stream to the bank's bottom line. My question is, what about businesses that close at 5 or 5:30? Our little downtown shops shut down at 5 each day. A lot of people don't leave work until then. Why not open at noon instead of 10 a.m. and stay open till 7? Effectively, they're trying to be convenient for businesses. https://www.reddit.com/r/explain-like-'em 5/2BOL56/Eli5__the_most/closing parenthesis. Thanks for that link. I searched this sub to make sure no one asked before, but I didn't look at other subs. It costs a lot to operate branches. People want free personal banking, so don't want to pay for the service. Banks don't make money on personal current accounts really. It's all about lending and people or businesses that have large deposits. 100% this. Branches cost money, not make money. Everyone wants free banking with no fees ever, but you want them to be open 24/7 like it doesn't cost electric, staffing, etc. Some lending is where the money comes from, along with large investment platform. Large like multi-billion large. It's even worse when local hobby stores are closed on Sundays. Bike shops, nurseries, for example. I can't tell you how many times I was forced to go to Dick's for a bike tube, or Home Depot for a gardening supply, on a Sunday, when I would have preferred to buy local. These are things people primarily do on Saturday and Sunday. Be closed on Monday, or Tuesday, not Sunday. Where I live, stores aren't even allowed to open for business on Sundays, which is great IMHO. It's already been said. But to clarify, banks make money by lending your hard-earned money to corporations, wealthy people. They literally only help you because if you didn't put your money in the bank, they couldn't make insane profits from doing literally nothing. Banks hate normal people. They see us like ants. You realize normal people work at bank, right? So you want them working late and all weekends? In my high school economics class, we had to make a business plan for a fake small business, and this was exactly the thought I based the business on. We were going to be the first bank that was open late. Because their services are important enough that you will take time off work, school to use them, but needed too rarely to justify hugely expanded operating hours. To echo everyone else's comments, banks don't care about the average person. They're open 9 to 5 for other businesses. At the end of the day, a bank is a business, and they're not making any money off of your $200 checking account and $1,000 savings. However, why do they provide those services? They're hoping when the time comes for you to get a mortgage, car loan, home equity loan, student loan, etc. Because they're your primary bank, that'll be your first stop. And that's where they make their money off the average customer. Banking is a sticky product. People tend to go with what they know. They're playing a long game. And government offices that serve individuals. Even worse. Why do ice cream parlors close at 9 p.m.? Haven't you heard of the golden rule? Whoever has the gold makes the rules. You stole that from Aladdin. Once upon a fucking time, it only took one person to be a breadwinner, and the spouse could run errands during the day and the week. Rich people don't work hourly jobs. Bank only really cares about wealthy clients and businesses. Wait. You actually go to the bank. I'm mid-50s and have been to a bank 3 or 4 times in the last 20 years. I have worked in many different banks over the past 40 years. I can tell you that they care deeply about the average customer. I do computer work and have no customer interaction. Almost every day management reminds me, and all employees, that the average customer is critical to our success. They are always looking for new ways to keep their customers happy and attract new customers. The reason is quite simple. They take the money you put in your checking account and they lend it to others. They are effectively borrowing money from you at no interest and lending it to others at the market rate. You are extremely important to them. They would gladly keep all branches open 24 hours if it was profitable. But running a branch is very expensive. So they adjust the hours for each branch to serve the most customers, and especially the customers that deposit the most money. I used to live in a major city and many banks stayed open very late. I now live in the middle of nowhere, the pride of the prairie, and the banks close way early. Because bank employees have lives as well. 'Cause they don't want to see you. They prefer you to use the computerized system. Less staff, more money. Remember, the bank is not your friend. It lends you an umbrella when it's sunny and it takes it from you when it's raining. Banks don't want you. They just want your money. Wait, you mean if I sign a contract agreeing to pay back a sum on a predetermined schedule, they actually want my money back and expect me to hold up my end of the bargain? NGL. As someone who works in finance, I see this sentiment so much. But it's hard if you see someone killing themselves with excessive debt used to finance recreational spending. It's literally against federal regulations to discourage them in any way, so you just have to encourage them to save more and watch them shot themselves in the foot. Also, it's always a super fun meeting when they come in screaming about late fees, repossessions. You're an adult, it's not the bank's fault you over-leveraged yourself. I pulled up to the drive-thru on my 10-speed bike in high school. Teller would not serve me. Closed my account the next day. Yay, once I turned 18, my bank started charging me fees on my account set up as a child, just for letting my money sit. I would have used them once I got older if they had just let me continue. Now the joke's on them. I started a multinational business dealing in billions of dollars every year, and they aren't getting a penny. That last part is a lie. I'm broke most of the time. I believe they can only legally move funds during the operating hours of the government. That's why checks won't clear on the weekends. Laughs in Bitcoin.